Mariano Rajoy there adopting a very, very careful tone when explaining how exactly Madrid is going to go about this measure. The Prime Minister just said they're not revoking the Catalonians' autonomy. They're just simply recovering power in order to restore legality, normalcy, and economic stability. How are Catalans likely to receive his message?
Well, it'll depend which side of the fence you sit on, I guess, as to how you're going to respond to this. Of course, those who are fervently for independence will be very angry about this. Even those who perhaps aren't for independence will still be a little miffed at the fact they've lost some of their autonomy. Although, as you said there, the Prime Minister was very quick to point out he is not removing the autonomy of this region. He is simply taking over in an interim period to restore it perhaps to the way it was a couple of months ago. I thought what was really interesting there was the Prime Minister said this is not the step he or his government really wanted to take. It was not the step they'd intended to take, but instead they were forced to do this by the Catalan government, who had flouted the law. He said when they held that referendum, after being explicitly told not to hold the referendum by the Constitutional Court, that's when they started flouting the letter of the law here in Spain, when they refused to clarify their position not once but twice on whether or not they declared independence. Once again, they were flouting the law here in Spain. He said he acted with patience, he acted carefully, it took some time. He gave plenty of opportunity to the Catalan government to revoke some of their moves to move within the law. They chose not to, and he said he had no option but to do what he's done today. Now, I think it's also interesting that he has said while he is not completely dissolving their autonomy, what he is doing is removing from power the Catalan president, his deputy, and of course basically the ministers here, and the roles that they held will be taken over by a central government body directed from Spain, that the Catalan president will have no say in who's to replace him in this interim period, but that the whole point of doing this is to prepare this region for new regional elections. And he says they will be held, he hopes, if the Senate gives his plan approval, within 6 months, although he said he gave way there for it to be held even earlier. He wants it done as soon as he can, but they can only hold those elections once normalcy has been restored here in Catalonia.
Indeed, you mentioned the fact that Rajoy said that that was a decision he did not want to make. He was forced to make. However, Rajoy had asked Puigdemont to put his citizens first, to act responsibly, to avoid the government making the decision Madrid has just made.